Children to Chapter 6 Population Part 2. So today we will learn factors of population composition such as sex ratio, age and sex pyramid and population growth rate in detail. So let's study population composition. Now what do we mean by population composition? Population composition means the structure of a population. It helps us to know how many are males or females, which age group they belong to, how educated they are, what are their income levels, what type of occupations they are employed in, and their health conditions. Thus, we understand the structure and quality of the population by studying the above composition factors. So let's study sex ratio. As per the gender, population can be divided into males and females. In a population, when both the genders are around the same number, it indicates a balanced population. Now, what is sex ratio? What do we understand or what do we mean by sex ratio? Sex ratio means the number of females per 1,000 males in a region at a time. This information is an important social indicator to measure the extent of equality between males and females in a society at a given time. Now, when for every 1,000 males the number of females is less, that means the sex ratio in that particular area is said to be low. And when for every 1,000 males the number of females is more, that means the sex ratio is said to be high. The sex ratio depends on the empowerment of females, the treatment given to them, infanticide, migration, etc. Now let's compare the sex ratio of India and Brazil, okay, with the help of graphs. Now this is a line graph, okay, and this is a line graph of Brazil which indicates the sex ratio. Now on the x-axis we have the years and on the y-axis we have the number of females. Now here if you go to see on the x-axis, 1 centimeter is equal to 5 years, or we could say 2 centimeters is equal to 10 years. On the x-axis, 1 centimeter is equal to 20 females. Now, as per this particular graph, if you see in 1981, the number of females in Brazil were 1010 per 1,000 males. Now, this is an approximate figure. Okay, now in 1971 we see that the number of females in 1971 was also 1010 in Brazil. Then we see in 1981 it is 1011. Then we see in 1991 it is 1020. In 2001 it is 1023 or 22 approximately, and in 2011 it is 1080. So what do we understand by this? That the number of females per 1,000 males are exceeding in Brazil. If you see, this graph is increasing, is steadily increasing, and in the year 2011 we see there's a steep increase in the number of females. So what do we understand by this? The sex ratio of Brazil has been more than 1,000 since decades, which means here the sex ratio is high. So we've already studied in the previous slide, when the number of females exceed the number of males, okay, then we say the sex ratio is high. So in Brazil the sex ratio is high. Now this is the sex ratio graph, line graph, okay, of India. So let's compare. Let's first study the sex ratio of India and then we'll compare both of them. Now on the y-axis, as said before, okay, it indicates the number of years. 2 centimeters is equal to 10 years, and on the y-axis, if you see, it's the same. It shows the sex ratio. 1 centimeter is equal to 20 females. Now, when we see here in 1961, the sex ratio, okay, the number of females per 1,000 males in India, the count was only 940. Whereas in Brazil, if you see, it is 1,010. So the sex ratio of India is low as compared to Brazil. In 1971, we see that the graph is going down, okay, it's decreasing. So what do we see here? That the count of females per 1,000 males is only 928 in 1971. Now it is showing a bit increase in 1981. Okay, we see that the line graph is increasing, but not it's very slow. The increase is very slow. So the number of females here in 1981 is 934. In 1991, again we see that the graph is going a bit slow. Okay, it's decreasing a bit slow. So the count is 926. Again in 2001, we see the count in females is increased. Okay, and then the count is 932. And now it's taking the line graph is increasing, and the number of females per 1,000 males is 941. So what do we conclude by this? So when we compare both the graphs, we can easily say that the sex ratio of Brazil is higher than that of India. So in India, men outnumber women. We see the fluctuations in the sex ratio since few decades. So here we see the fluctuations. In some parts is decreasing, then again there's a hike, then again there's a decrease, and then again there's a hike. So this is the fluctuations that we observe in India. The sex ratio in India has always remained unfavorable to females. Now why that is so? We've already seen in our previous slide that the sex ratio is unfavorable because of many reasons. Female infanticide, then we have migrations. There has been a slight increase in the sex ratio after 1991. So if you see here, after 1991, the graph is growing a bit, it's increasing. Okay, so there's a slight increase. We won't say that there's a big increase, but there's a slight increase in the graph. Thus, we can conclude that the sex ratio in India is low as compared to Brazil. We now move on to the second factor of population composition, which is the age and sex pyramid. Now, what do we mean by this? The division of population in different age groups is called age structure of the population. For example, children from 0 to 14 is one age group. Then we have from 15 to 59 is one age group. Then we have above 60 other age groups. So this is what we mean by different age groups. Okay, a study of this gives us an idea about the number of persons in different age groups, be it males or females. Projection of population, which means what the future size and structure of the population by sex and age might look like. By understanding the proportion of active and dependent population, we will get to know the social and economic structure of a nation. To an important degree, a person's age influences what he needs, buys, does, and his capacity to perform. For example, if I consider children, okay, what are the needs of the children? Okay, children would need basic needs of children would be food, clothing, and shelter. Okay, and what would they buy? They would buy stationery, okay, related to school, clothes, toys, etc. What would they do? They usually go to school, they play, okay, and they're mostly dependent on their parents. Now, the population of a nation is generally grouped into three broad categories. First, children, that is people below 15 years of age. Now this particular age group mainly consists of young children. This group is unproductive, okay, because they are mostly dependent upon their parents. This group is productive, hence it is called the dependent age group. They totally depend on their guardians for their education and upbringing. They need to be provided with food, clothing, education, and medical care. The second age group is the working age. That is people with an age of 15 to 59 years. Now this age group consists of young and adult persons. This is a productive age group, okay, wherein here people go for work, okay. This group is active in service and business. They directly participate in the economic activities of a region. In a region where the proportion of this population is more, especially the youth, okay, development is rapid. Third group is aged group, okay, 60 years and above is called the age group. Now this group mainly includes aged persons. Though people in this age group are not productive, other age groups get advantage of their knowledge and experience, thus they become a valuable asset to the whole society. For example, our grandparents, okay, they are dependent upon your parents, however their knowledge and experience adds value to your house. We will now study the age and sex pyramid of both Brazil and India. So to begin with, we will first study the age and sex pyramid of Brazil. Okay, so this is the age and sex pyramid of Brazil of the year 2016. Okay. Now this particular pyramid is also called as the population pyramid. Now on the x-axis, if you see, okay, they have mentioned the percentage of population, and here is the y-axis. So this is 0 degree, and from here we have to count the number of males. So from here 0, this is the percentage of population of males, which is shown in blue, and from here we have to count the number of females. So this is the percentage of females. Now on the y-axis we have the age groups, different age groups starting from 0 to 4. So the younger population is at the bottom and the older population is above. Okay, so this is a bar chart. So we have these bars that shows the distribution of population by age and by sex. So we have the males and females. The horizontal bars show the percentage of males and females in each group. So these are the horizontal bars, okay, and they show the percentage of males and females in each group, in each age group. The younger ages are at the bottom and the older ages are at the top. As I've already shown you this, younger at the bottom and the older at the top, with males on the left side, which is colored in blue, and females on the right side. So what do we understand by this? Okay, Brazil's population is slowly becoming older. That is, it has a higher proportion of old age people. The number of young population, no doubt, is more. The sex ratio is higher. Okay, if you see, the sex ratio is more as compared to the sex ratio is high. The number of females are more in Brazil as compared to the males. So if you just go to see, now between the age group of 0 to 4, the number of males that we have are approximately, you could say this is 2, so 1 centimeter, so this is 4, so 3 centimeters is 0.4, so this would be 3, so it's approximately 3.5 plus. Okay, so this is the percentage of males in the age group of 0 to 4, and here if you go to see, the number of females is approximately less than 3.5. okay, so this is how you need to read the graph. Now if you go to see the number of males between the age group of 30 to 34, if I pick up randomly, it is approximately more than 4%, and here if I go to see females, the females also are more than 4% between the age group of 30 to 34. Okay, so this is how you read the graph. We now move on to study the age-sex pyramid of India in the year 2016. Now, as discussed before, this is on the y-axis we have the age groups, different age groups, okay, and on the x-axis we have the percentage of population. To the right hand side we have the female population, and to the left hand side we have the male population, which is colored in blue. So it's, if you see this particular population pyramid, it is, the base is wide, okay, the base is wide. That means the birth rates are more. So between 0 to 4%, in 0 to 4 years, if you see here, the population is more. It's approximately, you could say it's approximately a little less than 5, and the number of females is less than as compared to the male. So the sex ratio of India is less. And at the top, if you see of this pyramid, it is narrow. So the base is wide and the top is narrow, which shows a rapid growth. Then we have the population of the youth, the proportion of the youth, the proportion of youth. Now what is the age bar for youth? Which age group do we call youth? The age group between 15 to 24 years is called the youth population. So if you go to see 15 to 24, okay, so this is if you see here, okay, this is 15 to 24. So this is 15 to 24. So this is the youth population, which is more, okay. That means, and the working population is 15 to 59 years. So 15 to 59 years is the working population. So since the youth population is more, we could say the working population is more in India as compared to Brazil. The proportion of males is more than the females in the age group of 0 to 34 years. So we have seen this, okay. The proportion of males is more between the age group 0 to 34. The males are more and the females are less. So the sex ratio is low in India. We now move on to study the next factor of population composition, which is population growth rate. We all know population is a dynamic phenomena. The numbers, distribution and composition of the population are constantly changing. This is because of the interaction of the three processes, namely births, deaths and migrations. Now what do we mean by population growth? Population growth is the increase in the number of individuals in a population during a specific period, say during the last 10 years. Now what do we understand by population growth rate? The rate or pace of population increase is studied in percent per annum. For example, a rate of increase of 2% per annum means that in a given year there was an increase of 2 persons for every 100 persons in the base population. This is referred to as the annual growth rate. It measures how fast the size of population is changing. Now let us study the population growth rate of Brazil. Okay, so this is a line graph. Okay, this is a line graph and this is showing the population growth rate of Brazil. On the x-axis we have the years and on the y-axis we have the growth rate of population in percentage. So on the y-axis 1 per centimeter is equal to 0.5% growth rate. So if you see here in 1960 the growth rate of Brazil was 3%. Okay, the growth rate of Brazil was 3%. Then we see this graph is going in the downward direction. It is decreasing at a faster rate, okay, not very fast but at a medium pace until 1968. Okay, then it is moving at a slower pace till 1976. Then again here if you see from 1976 to 1984 this graph is moving or is decreasing at a faster pace. Then from 1984 till 1992, again this particular graph is moving at or decreasing at a steady pace. Then from 1992 onwards till 2000, the graph has decreased. Okay, it is decreasing at a faster pace. So here if we see in 1970 the decrease was 2.3%. In 1980 it was 1.75% decrease, the population growth rate, and in 1990 the population growth rate of Brazil was 1.1%. Then by 2000 the population growth rate of Brazil was 0.3%. So from 3% in 1960 to 0.3% in 2000. So we see the rate of growth of population has reduced to a big extent in Brazil. The growth is less, and looking at that trend, okay, in the near future Brazil's population may decrease. So we know at present Brazil's population is approximately 19 crores. So 0.3% of 19 crores is the growth rate of Brazil in the year 2000. According to the 2010 census, the population was 19 crores. We'll now study the population growth rate of India. We've already studied the population growth rate of Brazil. Now we'll move on to study the population growth rate of India, and we'll compare both of them. Okay, so this is a line graph. Okay, on the y-axis we see the growth rate of population. The growth rate of population in percent, 1 centimeter is equal to 0.5% growth, and on the x-axis we have the number of years. So in 1961 the growth rate of population of India was 2%. Then till 1971 this particular line is increasing. The population, that means the population is growing. So the growth of population in 1971 was approximately 2.3%. Then this graph is showing is constant here. It's not decreasing nor it's moving up. Okay, it's steady, we could say. So in 1981 the growth rate of population was 2.3% approximately. Then in 1991 this, you see the graph is moving downwards, so it's decreasing at a very slow pace. So the growth rate of population is approximately 2.25% in 1991. So this is an approximate figure. Now again from 1991 till 2001 we see the graph is still moving further down, but now it's moving at a little faster pace than the previous one. So now the growth rate of population is 2% in 2001. Now from 2001 till 2011, okay, we see that the graph is moving at a faster pace. It's moving down in the downward direction. It's decreasing at a faster pace. So here in 2011, the growth rate of population of India was approximately 1.5%. So as studied, India's population growth rate was higher till 1971. Okay, then this rate stabilized. So this rate stabilized. The rate of population growth is now declining, but the population is still growing. Now why the population is growing? We'll find it out. From 2001 to 2011, India's population increased by 18.2 crores. Now, although if we see the graph, the line graph is decreasing, okay, that is the population growth rate has decreased, but still the population has increased. Now, why is it so? Let's study. The main cause of the rate of growth of the Indian population has been the rapid decline in the death rates because of many healthcare facilities. Okay, the death rates have reduced. Till 1980, high birth rates and declining death rates led to a large difference between the birth rates and the death rates, resulting in higher rates of population growth. Okay, because we've already seen that birth, death and migration play a very important role in the change in population. it is essential to realize that India has a very large population. We already know, according to the 2011 census, that the population of India is approximately 121 crores. When a low annual rate is applied to a very large population, it yields a large absolute increase. When more than a billion people increase, even at a lower rate, the total numbers being added becomes very large. For example, if I compare Brazil's population and India's population, Brazil's population is approximately 19 crores according to the 2010 census, and according to the 2011 census, India's population is 121 crores. Now, if I take 1.5% of 19 crores, it would be less compared to 1.5% of 121 crores. So that's the reason the number of people added to the base population would be more in India as compared to Brazil. With this, children, we have come to an end of our today's session. Hope you have understood. Thank you. Stay home and stay safe. Goodbye.